Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Hashir Ayaz. I am the student of Rehan School, Islamabad, affiliate campus at foundation level. So, this is my chat GPT on the topic of water. So, this is very good topic. That's the water. So, let's start.
Got it. So you want to talk about the test to destroy approach, right? That's often used in software development or even in some scientific fields where you intentionally break something, like a system or a component, to
Hello,
see
chat
how it
GPT.
responds.
Today, I want to talk about
Oh,
water.
absolutely. Water is such a rich topic. Are you thinking about water in a natural sense, like the water cycle, oceans, or rivers, or more from a personal perspective, like hydration, water quality, or even cultural importance?
What does I find real?
Yeah, that's a really powerful question, especially because we hear I'm fine so often, but it can hide so much underneath. It might just be a reflex, or maybe it's a way of avoiding discomfort, either for themselves or for others. What made you curious about it today?
Why is water considered the organ of life?
Yeah, that's a beautiful phrase, isn't it? I mean, water is essential for every living thing plants, animals, humans. It makes up a huge part of our bodies, and it's really the foundation of ecosystems. So without it, life as we know it just couldn't exist.
How did water make life possible on Earth?
Yeah, that's a fascinating question. So, water acts like a solvent, meaning it dissolves a lot of different substances, allowing chemical reactions to happen. It also provides a stable environment for early life forms, helping them form and evolve. And of course, it moderates Earth's temperature, so everything stays just right for life to flourish.
Why do scientists search for water on other planets?
Exactly. Water is such a key indicator of potential habitability. If a planet has water, especially in a liquid form, it might be able to support life. So, by searching for water elsewhere, scientists get clues about whether life past or present might exist beyond Earth.
What would Earth look like without water?
Oof, that's a tough image. Without water, Earth would be completely barren. No rivers, no oceans, no green plants. It would just be a dry, lifeless desert. I think that's why water is so often tied to survival and hope. It really is the essence of life.
Why is water essential for survival?
Yeah, I mean, body relies on water. It helps transport nutrients, regulate temperature, and remove waste. Plus, we lose water all the time through sweat, breathing, even just normal bodily functions. So, staying hydrated is literally keeping us alive.
How did ancient civilization depend on water?
Oh, absolutely. Ancient civilizations really flourished around water sources. Think of the Nile with the Egyptians or the Tigris and Euphrates with Mesopotamia. Water was vital for agriculture, trade, and even spiritual practices.
How does water shape human history?
That's such a great point. I mean, water really shapes where we settle, how we build cities, even what we value. It inspires art, drives exploration, and really ties us to the natural world.
How much for of the human body is made of water?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. On average, about 60% of the human body is water. And in some parts, like our brain or lungs, that percentage is even higher. So, water is really at the core of who we are.
What role does water play in nature?
Oh, it's huge. Water is the backbone of ecosystems. It nourishes plants, sustains animals, and moves nutrients through the soil. Plus, it regulates climate, and it's part of this delicate balance that keeps life in harmony.
How does water help plants grow?
Yeah, water is essential for plants. They take it up through their roots, and it helps transport nutrients inside the plant. Water also keeps cells turgid, which is what keeps the plant standing tall and growing.
What is fresh water and why is important?
Yeah, so fresh water is water that's not salty, like in rivers, lakes, and aquifers. It's crucial because we rely on it for drinking, agriculture, and ecosystems. Without it, we'd struggle to survive, and so would all the species that depend on it. हाँ, हाँ, बिल्कुल। जब भी वो किताब पूरी हो जाएगी, तो आखिरी टास्क होगा कि हम उस पूरे पो हाँ, बिल्कुल समझ गया। तो यानी जब पूरी किताब हाँ, बिल्कुल सही समझा। हाँ, बिल्कुल, मैं समझ रहा हूँ। तो वो जो हाँ, बिल्कुल, समझ गया। तो मैं पूरा ध्यान रखूँगा कि जब तक वो सब अपने माता-पिता को सौंप ना दें, तब तक कोई अगला लेवल ना बढ़े। मैं उन्हें याद दिला दूँगा और पूरा प्रोसेस सुनिश्चित करूँगा। Yeah, in daily speech in Delhi, you'll hear a lot of water-related words. For example, people often talk about pani, nadi, river, talab, or even barish, rain. And in everyday conversation, water metaphors pop up a lot, like when someone says they're going with the flow or thirsting for knowledge. So it's really woven into daily life. Yeah, that's a great observation. I think it's because water is such a universal force in human life. It affects our survival, it shapes landscapes, and it evokes so many emotions. So naturally, languages build rich imagery and metaphors around it. Yeah, they really can have a huge impact. Droughts can limit water supply, which means less drinking water, less food from crops, and even economic stress on farming communities. And sometimes it can even lead to migration or conflict if resources get scarce. So the effects really ripple through a whole society. Yeah, it's a big deal. Climate change can shift rainfall patterns, making some areas drier and others wetter. It can also cause glaciers to melt, affect groundwater, and even increase evaporation rates. So water systems get more unpredictable, and it's harder for communities to rely on consistent water sources. Absolutely. Technology can make a huge difference. For instance, we have smart irrigation systems that reduce water waste, sensors that monitor water quality, and even AI tools that help predict droughts or floods. So we can be much more efficient and proactive about water management. Yeah, that's a great question. Water is just so symbolic. I mean, it can represent purity, change, or even life's flow. Artists often use it to explore deep emotions or to connect people to nature. So it just speaks really powerfully. Oh, that's exactly. Music often uses water as a symbol or even a literal sound, like rain, waves, or a flowing river. It can create calm, tension, or just a sense of movement, really bringing the emotion to life. Yeah, that's a great point. Children can learn so much from water, like patience, resilience, and how all things in nature are connected. Water also sparks curiosity, like where it comes from, where it goes, and how it keeps life moving. I'd say something like every drop counts. Protecting water is protecting life. So we need to conserve, keep it clean, and ensure everyone has access. Our future depends on the choices we make today. So let's treat water with respect and care. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you found it interesting. We covered a
So
lot from
yeah,
the
this is
science of water.
viewer. This is my ChatGPT on the topic of water. So, this is very inspiring ChatGPT about water. Water use our daily life. Okay, so this is successful. And so, Assalamu alaikum.